2 pennies made me cry at the grocery store today, but not for the reason you'd think. I was in a grocery store with my mom when I was about 10. We were at the checkout and my mom was watching the screen like a hawk, making sure she had enough to cover everything. I remember the total was $20. 2 cents, and my mom was frantically trying to find 2 cents. She didn't have it and she started to cry. She was so embarrassed. I didn't understand why at the time, but I started to cry too. The cashier just smiled and said, "It's okay, honey, I got it." She reached into her pocket and put 2 pennies in the register. My mom just stood there for a minute crying. She finally gathered herself and we left. I never forgot that. Fast forward 20 years. I was in a grocery store with my daughter. I was watching the screen like a hawk, making sure I had enough to cover everything. The total was $19.98. I handed the cashier a $20 bill and she handed me my change, 2 pennies. I just stood there for a minute staring at those 2 pennies. I started to cry. The cashier asked me if I was okay. I told her I was. I told her about my mom and how she didn't have 2 pennies to her name. I told her about the cashier who helped her. I told her that I was crying because I had 2 pennies to my name. I told her that I was crying because I was grateful.